everyone, and I, Tanvi Bijawat, is back with Vision Talks from Global Opportunities. And today we have another new destination, which is Ireland, and we have Rashi Gupta amongst us, who is here. So, hi Rashi.
Hi, Tanvi. Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure to be here sitting with you and talking about what I know best, Ireland.
Yes. So, before anything, I would love to understand about your journey, about your association with abroad education, and obviously Ireland.
Yeah, interesting question. So, 13, 14 years back, I was just like any student who's right now curious, explorative, and obviously did not know how to head my career or where to start from. But I was exploring, and it was impromptu. The only thing that I knew within was that I wanted to transcend borders and work global. So my first job was impromptu. It was my college placement MBA, wherein I started off a career launcher, and ever since then I've just been looking forward. 13 years now. I think I'm so fortunate to say that I've worked global and have had the opportunity to obviously work with delegates in Ireland and then so many other countries like Latvia, Hungary, Spain, UK, Dubai, and I've also got some associates in Vietnam as well. And I think as I sit here today, it is such a privilege to be heading Ireland at Global Opportunities.
Nice. And all of you, my learners, my students, and of course, Global Opportunity, million of followers who were coming with so many questions regarding Ireland. So today we are going to ask a lot of interesting questions from Rashi towards Ireland. So Rashi, before we further begin, I would want to understand, yes, you have of course got connected to Global Opportunities and now you are of course with us and you are a pioneer addition to our firm. So I would want to understand how did this happen and how Global Opportunities and with 14 years of flourishing experience, what do you think you will add up with our students and to the organization as well?
Very challenging, of course, yes. But what works in our favor at the moment is that the students pan India are considering destinations apart from the big four as well. At Global Opportunities, it is definitely a learning experience to be working with Mr. Siddharth Gupta, who is the pillar and the strength for Global Opportunities since I see him engaging with, pan-India team and associating himself very intricately on a day-to-day basis as well. My first interaction with Mr. Gupta, I didn't expect that. I was taken aback. So after we said our hellos, the first statement was that, Rashi, I met you X years back at 1:15 p.m. and we had a dialogue for 48 minutes. We rolled out the offer, so what was next? So cutting the dialogue short, basically, Global Opportunities lays a lot of emphasis on every interaction, whether it be employees, students, parents, or just anybody else as well. And I think it is here that a connect is made. So now within the system, I feel Global Opportunities uses a lot of digital platform and the AI, and they use it very constructively to build the human connect. Because after all, it's a chain. It starts off with the student wants to trust us, and it ends at where I can say that we've earned the trust.
Quite interesting. So now moving ahead, I was Googling because it is very important जब आप ऐसे 13, 14, 15 years of Ireland pioneer के सामने बैठे हो. So I was just randomly Googling Ireland. And the first thing and the foremost thing and the most common thing that was popping in was coffee or beer.
Yeah.
So before I ask my learners and students, and of course our students, I would want to understand from you, what's your take on Ireland as coffee, beer, and an education destination?
It's a fine blend of all of these things put together and much more as well. But it's so it's so unique, and I think it really takes me as well, because this is a land which is known equally for both the things, beer and coffee. And I think obviously I can play studies as well, definitely. I am a through and through coffee person. So imagine, the misty weather of Ireland, like the hottest cup of coffee, the beautiful landscapes. I think the very thought makes me very happy. So I think we're setting the right tone for talking about Ireland because the start has been so beautiful. Yes, and in terms of studies, Ireland is a small country, Tanya. You can actually go from east to west in just about 2 hours, but it holds tremendous potential. So let me ask you a question quickly. Rapid fire. So when we talk about computers, IT, technology, engineering, which is the first best country that comes to your mind?
USA.
US, absolutely. That's bang on, correct. But how many of us knew that Ireland is the second IT hub, the software zone for the world? Little did we know. Another question, Dalli. So which is the country which is the country which is known for machinery parts, automobiles, etc.?
Germany.
Germany, yes, that's correct. But let me tell you an interesting fact. Ireland is the world's largest aircraft leasing country in the whole world. So which means that there is a lot of potential here. It's the biggest pharmaceutical hub for the whole of Europe as well. So which means all of your healthcare pharmaceutical companies are right here. The top finance and banking industries are here. So this is a country which has prominent sectors like IT, pharma, healthcare, engineering, management, and fintech as well, which is phenomenal.
Great. And to my surprise, this was the first time as a host I was asked so many questions that I was like, I do not want to answer correctly to the pioneer person sitting in front of me, but yes. So, proceeding further, I also read certain stats, and back in 2014, though you were emphasizing over a lot of facts which a lot of students don't know, and I'm glad that today they will get to know about it. But I realized back in 2014, the digits were just 3. There were 700 plus students who were wanting or actually ideally choosing Ireland as their first preferred destination for education. And now we see it's 11,000 plus and still counting. So what do you think is, how did Ireland actually grow as the finest or the finest country chosen by the student for abroad education? And what has actually culturally changed? So if you can just throw some light on that.
Yeah. Indeed. Now, these numbers are max, and it has been, students preferring to study in Ireland has been transformative. Primarily because Ireland is giving students what they actually wanted. So you've got world-class education. There is the scope of part-time job opportunities and full-time work with impressive salaries. Students are getting guaranteed 2 years post-study stay back after their master's program, which is a very encouraging sign because you go for 1 year, but you know that you're staying there for 3 years, which automatically means that it has a great impact on students' return of investment. And I've known my students have about 200-300% return of investment also. And we have very few countries on the globe giving us that kind of output. And I think what tops this pyramid of privileges by Ireland is that it is an English-speaking country of the European zone. So students will not have any, difficulties in working or studying. So there's no concept of, you going through the pattern to learn maybe French, German, Italian, etc. So I think it definitely gives an edge to Indian students to consider Ireland as a premier destination. And it clearly reflects in the numbers.
In fact, I'll be very honest, this is the first time that somebody has spoken about Ireland to me in a way where I realize, yes, it's one English-speaking country amongst a lot of European countries where I believe that a lot of students are hesitant to go to these countries also because they feel that there will be a language barrier. So yes, this was of course a very important insight for the students, and I'm very sure a lot of you have made a note of it. But let's just be honest and speak about a lot of student queries these days, and more than student queries, you open your social media, you open a newspaper, you open up a news website, you open up anything, and the most burning topic or discussions are going around the uncertainty in the abroad education and in the sphere of if the student should actually choose going abroad, or maybe particularly if the students who are actually there also, are they in that state that they should continue or maybe switch countries or maybe decide to come back to India? And of course, as you mentioned about the ROI, before the return on the investment, one needs to understand that there is a huge investment and an entire career involved. So I would of course want you to talk about that, make our students understand over the uncertainty and actually make them certain and clear why they can choose Ireland and how will Ireland benefit them in every aspect. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this is a very pressing question, and there is a lot of information students are reading. But let's understand that why and how does it benefit students at the moment. Ireland is gaining traction because, we're comparing, because students are actually comparing Ireland to the US. Here you've got short-term programs. They are just 1 year in duration. And with a 2 year stay back, the economical costs comparing to US, student is studying for a smaller duration and at 1/5 the cost. They're comparing to Germany. Ireland is being compared to Germany because it's more accessible in terms of language. Between Ireland and UK, what I generally feel students have come and told me, with the large number of universities in UK and a lot of students having considered UK as a premier destination, I also personally feel that now maybe UK is oversaturated and we may have not a similar kind of jobs as we have the demand, as we have the supply.
Yeah.
And lastly, with so many geopolitical reasons in Canada and the other countries like Australia, students are taking advantage of Ireland being the closest neighbor to US, Canada, and preferring it over many other countries as their study destination. So while Ireland is very small in size, but it definitely outweighs the size with the plethora of opportunities that it is offering to students.
Speaking about that, I would also want to understand, and more than me, I would want our students, our learners, and our audience to understand. You have mentioned a lot of times that Ireland may be small but carries an overweight of the kind of environment or the culture or the world-class universities or the courses. So why don't we throw some light on that and actually tell our audience as well that which are the popular courses, what kind of a eligibility structure is there. I would also want that people want to understand what's the entry requirement or the entry gateway. So if you can just throw some light on that for all of us.
Absolutely valid question, Kanbi. I think this question and the answer is going to help all of us. Ireland is primarily known for few sectors like the courses around IT technology, data analytics, a lot of pharmaceutical and healthcare programs. So they have a blend of pharmaceutical management, pharmaceutical research. And the interesting thing is that these globally ranked universities in Ireland offer pharma courses in conjunction with the industry. So students are not just studying theoretical, but they're doing industry practice along with their studies, which is a huge advantage for students to consider.
Yeah.
So IT, pharma, finance, technology, banking, and management. Management students, I'd like you to understand this as well. Ireland, so similarly like Dubai has a no tax policy, Ireland has a low tax country, which means that this is the reason why it invites a lot of MNCs to set up their base in Ireland, meaning that students had access to a lot of job opportunities, high-paying job opportunities, which works in their favor since they're getting quality education, and then thereafter the jobs in Ireland.
So one more most interesting question, and one question which is associated with abroad education, I believe, since forever, is about the permanent residency, or how soon can you settle in that particular country, and what is it easy or not? In fact, if I'll be very honest, I've had interactions with students, and obviously you must have also had, where more than the course, the requirement was what will be the criteria of staying back. So if you can tell about that also, it will be helpful for our audience.
Yeah. To have an entry into Ireland, students need to be So I think the one word that defines Ireland will be quality, and I'm sure all of us will agree. Students have to have a minimum of 65% to be able to get, a good college, university in Ireland. And also, the government of Ireland lays a lot of, development and research into their entire education system. And they have something which is called a critical skills occupation list in Ireland, which means the government lays down a list of jobs and opportunities where there is a need for manpower, meaning more jobs around that area. So, if a student has done his master's, he has a 2 years post-study stay back. And if he's in the critical skills occupation list, he can apply for a residence permit immediately after the 2 years of his stay back. For all of those who are in other verticals and not under the critical skills, they can still work in Ireland and apply within 5 years of their stay in Ireland, and get a residence permit in Ireland, which is a convenient and a accessible process.
Yes, like 5 years sounds convenience also, because one thing is for sure, when people think about abroad and think about stability, 5 years is the shortest duration I have ever heard till date. But also, very interestingly, we spoke about the uncertainty. We spoke about Ireland. We also spoke about other country, and we also tried to understand. But we were talking backstage, and you were telling me about how friendly Ireland is a country. But on the other hand, it's not unknown. There are riots, there were riots, the riots did happen, and you cannot just completely neglect that part. So even I would want to understand that how can we be the most friendly country and can also have riots happening there? And will the student be actually comfortable or certain right now choosing Ireland? So if you can tell us about that.
Yeah. So I think for most of us as counselors, this will put us in an uncomfortable position, but facts remain facts. The first fact is, because, I've been speaking about Ireland, have had the chance to visit Ireland twice. It has always been labeled as one of the friendliest countries in the world. Not just friendly, but the friendliest country in the world. And, the world forums have actually ranked Dublin as one of the top 3 cities in the world. So, which means that you tick off the parameters that are essential, for any person to be in Ireland happily and comfortably. These riots have happened, yes.
Yeah.
Students have been taken aback by it, yes. Parents are showing a lot of concern now when they sit across counseling with me, yes. However, the fact to note is that these have just been some scrupulous elements of society which have created havoc. But students have to remember that they have strong backing of the Irish government, the Indian embassy, and all supporters, and the respected universities, embassy, governments are doing the necessary steps required to curb such practices and violences, and punishments are being given to anybody who engages in all of these things. I think the base point here, Tanvi, is for us students and parents, of course, who are very worried about the safety of students. General protocols, even if you and me step out of house, our parents always end up saying, stay together, always move in groups, come back home on time, travel in well-lit areas. And I think these are certain protocols which any student, whether in India, us in India abroad, or anybody going international, Ireland or it be any other country, has to observe. So let's ensure, because our safety is in our own hands, if we're on the correct momentum, everything should be good for us. And these practices aren't there anymore. There were just about 2 incidents that were highlighted. And now my students are absolutely safe, fine, happy, and doing prospective in Ireland.
Great. Now, because you had some good questions for me, and I was also nervous that I do not give a wrong answer.
No, you've been fabulous.
Yeah. So, continuing, now I have an interesting question for you. And my question is, you have to describe Ireland in 5 words. They need to be spontaneous. And words, I'll give you a leeway. You can make them sentences. They need to be fun. They need to be attractive enough to engage all our learners that the next destination or my current destination that I'm choosing to go is Ireland.
Yeah, 5 words that describe Ireland. I think the only thing that I know is study abroad and study in Ireland. So 5 fun words will be It's beautiful. It has about 482 shades of green in the country, which is the fact which is spectacular. Harry Potter was shot in Ireland. Oh, yes, I've had the chance to visit Trinity, the Trinity Library, which is, a global landmark, which is one of the most visited places in the whole of Europe as well. And I recommend everybody to go and have a look at the Trinity Library. Most of Harry Potter has been shot in the Trinity Library, and
I'm already stuck there.
yes, and I think for all my Salman Khan fans, if I can just sing two lines, Tanvi, you have to permit me. Banjara, Banjara has been shot at Trinity. Yeah.
I am excited to go now there. But now to all of you. We were having rows and rows of questions, and Rashi also mentioned about the oversaturation in UK. And obviously, when everybody comes to us, the first question is, how can I apply to UK? And then they think that if it's not a possibility for UK, then maybe an island. And we couldn't have ended the podcast without having a UK and an island representative with us answering all your queries for all of you. So stay tuned. Oh, everyone, as I was just talking about, that we have always heard about UK and Ireland, and every student that comes to us also has one query. First, can I go to UK? Secondly, if not, is Ireland my choice? And today we have Garima with us, who definitely doesn't need an introduction. But for the new viewers who are with us at Vision Talks with Global Opportunities, can you please introduce yourself?
Thank you, Rashi and Tanvi, for having me in this podcast. I was here the last time and I and Tanvi had a blast. So very happy to be here again, Tanvi. My name is Garima. I head the UK division at Global Opportunities. I've worked in overseas education industry close to 18, 19 years now, and have worked for all countries. I've sent students to US, Canada, Europe, UK, Ireland, Australia, New Zealand, and even today I still have the same rush to help students, mentor them, and help them lead great lives. So that's a bit about myself.
Yes, and now to answer the major questions, can you please tell us why is UK a preferred destination in totality?
You know, this goes a long, long time back, actually, and Vashi would agree with me, as she's also been in the industry for own. When I was growing up and we were in college, and I was at Delhi University, if we were discussing, you're going to study abroad, it was just a no-brainer that it's UK we are talking about. The other destinations like US, Canada came much later, on the scene, and UK was always this legacy that, if you're studying abroad, it has to be London, it has to be Glasgow, it has to be Edinburgh. So I think that's the legacy of the Britishers, that, their education is so known all around the world. But as the world stands today, there are lots of other destinations opening up, and some of them being very, very preferred by students, Ireland being one of them. And because Ireland and UK share borders, Northern Ireland is a UK country which shares its physical border with Ireland. And the Celtic culture, the Irish culture, which is also very popularly called the Celtic culture. A lot of parts of the UK also follow the Celtic culture. And both are European, English-speaking countries. It's very fair for students to do that kind of a comparison. So I think the legacy that the British education holds for Indian students, and then this emergence of newer destinations, Ireland being one of them, this was a foregone conclusion that, students will compare both the destinations.
So, further speaking about it, I specifically had the two of you along with me so that we can together actually solve queries for students, because I believe there is no preferred destination as UK or Ireland. It particularly depends on the course. It depends on the university or which particular, maybe their dreams also. Like maybe if asked me as a kid, I always wanted to go to UK. But when I started working in this industry, the most preferred became Canada for me because of a very obvious reason, which was the permanent residency. And obviously a myth that I carried with myself, that it is one of the cheapest destination
Right.
for education. And when I say cheapest, it is a huge investment. And what I mean from it is that it is affordable. So, if the two of you can also throw some light over the living standards, the living expenses, and the kind of fee structure for an undergrad program and a postgrad program, you for UK and you for Ireland, please.
Okay. So, UK is a destination that's a mix of a lot of universities. And I think the one factor that differentiates Ireland and UK is that UK has, like, Rashid said, there's so many universities. They're the Russell Group, the traditional research-oriented red brick universities. Then they're very modern, very innovative universities. They're arts university. They're like, we have Leeds Arts University Bournemouth, which are like totally out and out, arts, creative arts school.
Course intensive.
Right. So I think UK is more of a destination for students who are looking at, like a diversity of programs.
Ireland, I feel, quote unquote, is a smart choice. Or Garima, if you would allow me, seeing the current situation, smarter choice.
True.
For students who are looking for global studies, career and future. Primarily because at the moment there are, of course, globally accredited programs, which obviously are there in UK at the world best universities. But I think the momentum of the job opportunities, the critical skills in Ireland, maybe are giving it a slight edge.
Vashi, I think you're very right. You have a very valid point there that, in terms of job opportunities, Ireland definitely has an edge over UK. And in some of the programs like IT, software engineering, data science, data analysis, finance, business analysis, business consultancy, I think Ireland definitely has a more high-paying job sector and also more job opportunities. And as I see the world right now, I think Ireland is going to pump in more money in these sectors. So the job opportunities are only growing, in these sectors. So I would definitely say that Irish universities, I think sustainability, environment management, these are like really big things in Ireland, right? Yes, I think UK is kind of losing out to a couple of these courses to Ireland, but the kind of diversity, like UK is known for psychology, law, fashion. That diversity is very difficult for any, not just like Ireland, but any other country to kind of match or beat, because UK really is very, very diverse in that sense.
I think it's very, very beautiful put, Garima. Thank you so much. So actually, students, I think what we see here is that these are not independent countries at all. These countries are working in tandem with one another. So it all depends on which program are you heading for. So if you are someone who's looking for a perfect course and the credibility of the university is higher in UK or Ireland, we will take it up as one and offer all of the choices as per one individual student's portfolio and match you to the best university in Europe. So whether it be UK or so many other countries that you guide students for, Garima, or Ireland. And I think with that, what I'd like to say is, obviously, these countries are giving us an edge. And we would love to sit down with you for a one-on-one, whether it is a face-to-face or virtual, and have a counseling discussion to help you with the best fit of course, country, and college, which is best suited as per your individual profile. Garima, Tali, and I, we're based out of Delhi and would love to connect with you and take this up further.
Thank you, Rashi. So what I'll tell you, students, is that at Global Opportunities, we are a multi-destination organization. We do not restrict our counseling, our applications, or even our visas to a certain country. We work according to your profile, we work according to your requirements, and we work according to your career goals. If your career goals are more suitable for a certain kind of program, we will give you the best universities, the best, help you with best scholarships in the best country for yourself. So it's a very bespoke way of handling a student. We are not a mass-based organization that all of our students will go to one type of a country. So with us, you are very assured that our counseling is genuine, our advice is genuine, and we handhold you till you get the visa and eventually fly and have, your accommodation in that country. So we are not going to only support you with your applications, but through and through the entire process. We have about 20 offices span India, very strong presence in North of India, West of India, and South of India. So you can contact us and we'll be able to help you with all your queries.
And as very, very rightly mentioned, with both of my esteemed guests here, and they have promptly told people about global opportunities, I do not have to mention our legacy. We have been here for 25 years, standing tall, and we are here to help students for years ahead. And yes, today was an interaction between UK and Ireland. Tomorrow I'll be having different countries with me, because global opportunity is helping every student who wants to go across the globe. So please stay tuned. Vision Talks will be coming again with another episode.
Thank you.